Hello guys, right, here we are, part 4. It's currently 1907 on Christmas Day 2018. As we can see, I've got the rear panel, or transom, whatever you call it, fitted here. And I've got the lower hull clamped in place to hold it there. I still don't know why that bloody door opens, it seems crazy. So I'm going to shift that out the way. I've also noticed that I seem to be a little quiet. So I'm going to try and turn my voice up. I don't really want to start using a microphone that I wear around my neck or anything. I guess I need to look at buying a proper camera, a proper microphone, and doing this properly for a change. Maybe I should start a Patreon account, and then some of you kind souls can buy all that for me. Let's wait and see. Right, so we're going to start on the upper hull now, stage 8 of the instructions. Lovely moulding this. Don't know how it's going to fit and everything, but it's a very nice moulding. We've got some ejector pin marks on the inside which don't matter at all, and the only sprue connection points I can see are here in the actual opening of the where the gun's going to go. So let's just give them a quick clean up, like so. I'll try to stay on camera as much as I can, guys. I think I'm getting better at that than I used to be. I know when I first started I was bloody awful at staying on camera. So that's that. So let's get this cleaned up. In fact, I'm going to stand up a second and see where my... Yeah, so if I come back here, I'm off camera, so I need to be over here. That's right then. Yeah, for any of you guys that don't make films, it's... doing this on camera is not easy. It's you'd be surprised. Just try it yourself if you want to have a laugh. Get your phone, stick it somewhere, and try and model with the phone in the way. It's different. Right, so we've got to be upside down. So we want parts A12. So A is the main sprue. So that's those fan things. So we'll get these off. There, like that, and then 2 of those. There's another one there. We also want some H parts. And this is H, so we want these internal parts again. They aren't other. Are they going to go through their periscopes? So you want H15. 1, 2, 3 of those. So I'm going to cut those nibs off while they're still on the sprue. Tiny little periscopes, and I'm not sure they're correct, to be honest, but I'd have thought they'd have been wider than this. They sometimes they had monoculars, didn't they, on them? Or am I getting confused with something else? 1, 2, that's 3 of those off. So put those there. The sprue nibs out of the way. Then I want a H5. 1 of those, and 1 H26. 26 is there. Don't know what that is. We shall see in a minute. It's another form of periscope by the look of it. So I'm guessing by the time you get this, it's going to be sort of... I've got part 3 uploading now, so I'm guessing by the time you get this, it's going to be sort of nearly 10 o'clock, I'd have thought, if even you get it today. So yeah, as I said earlier, you've got you make the film, and then I do a thing. I've got a thing called Prism, and what I do is take the film and convert it into AVI, which makes it smaller. I think you can probably gather I don't know what I'm talking about. Then I take that and put that into the NVH video pad editing software I use, and then that gets it gets edited, and then at that point I've got to save it onto my C drive, and then from that I then put that onto YouTube. Now there is an option with the video pad to go directly to YouTube, but I think there's a problem with it because I don't seem to be able to register my account with MVH, so that's something I need to look into. So those are obviously going to go with the detailed side out, so they're just going to sit in there, and they don't quite fit. Yes, they do, they actually clip in, but I know with some extra thin in there, I know they'll go in lovely. So let's just put some extra thin in there, give them a little push, and then they'll go in. It kind of just melts the plastic enough to kind of give it, they look really nice, don't they, those fans? It just melts the plastic enough to kind of take away the resistance, if you like. I think I'll give this one a little sand down just to help it. This is one of the problems with these newer companies, that they're not model makers, they're people who go out in business to make money, and they're not actually model makers. And I think what you'll find, I've seen it so many times in engineering as well, you'll get younger people with SolidWorks and stuff, and they'll draw something up, say they draw an inch or a 25mm bore, the shaft that goes inside it is 25mm as well. I'm sorry guys, it's not, it has to be smaller, or unless you want an interference fit. And I think that's probably the sort of thing here. They've probably got you know, like a 20mm diameter on the mould for the fan, and then a 20mm bore in the part, but you can't do that. There needs to be an offset, especially if you're going to do some tolerancing as well. So that's those two in. I'm waffling, aren't I? Then we've got this thing here, which, oh, it goes through the hull. So let's give the face of this a bit of a clean. There's a bit of flash on there. This is obviously some sort of outward looking device, a periscope type thing. So that's just going to sit through here like that. Okay, so I'll put my finger on the back to hold it in place, and then I'll just put a dab of glue in there, and then I should be able to just use my knife and pull it back and hold it in place. There we go. So that's that in there. And then I'll just put some glue on there because I've got a dusty face on there. There we go. Now we've got H5, which is the bigger periscope. That's more like it, the correct size. And that's going to go in here. Sorry, it's the angled bar inside, isn't it? So that's going to sit in there. Again, we've got a very tight fit. So that's in like that. Let's just put some glue on that, not that it needs it. Then we've got these little ones here, these tiny little periscopes. These are side looking. Excuse me. So that's going in there. And then this one here, these are looking rearwards at an angle. So let's get the tweezers on these, I think. Carpet Monster's got that one. I'll find that in a second off camera. That's going to drop in there. like so. So there we've got the large periscope there, and a small one there, and that other outward looking device, whatever it may be there. Just have a very quick look, see if I can see that periscope. I heard it hit the ground right by my foot, and no, I can't see it, so I'm going to continue without it. So now we're going to start adding some detail to the top, so I'll stop that there and get the parts off the sprue. Right, we've got some more tiny bits to put on now, which I've got all cleaned up. I'm going to get my pointed tweezers out, I think. So, start here. We've got this air vent cover to go here. In fact, I have left a little bit of a nub on there. This is part E-100, which is that great boy band that we all know and love. So let's just put some glue in those holes there, and then pop that on the top like so. There we go, those holes line up nicely. I think what I will do is just put some glue just to make sure, because I don't want anything falling off. I really should be, I should have put this onto the hole first and done all this. I've fitted the little tiny aerial there, E10, E11 off camera, because I don't want to lose the parts basically. Then we've got this H25, H5. I've put these together basically because it makes it easier. It gives you something to hold when you want to sand that. So something's worth remembering when you're building a model, sort of try and think a step ahead. And that's going to go in there. Just as I thought, it doesn't fit. It seems that any round part that fits into an orifice on this model doesn't fit. Where did that go? There it is. Fits on the floor really well. So I just need to go around that with a stick, sanding stick, and just literally take off a couple of thou off the diameter. So yeah, that periscope's looking, well, it doesn't really matter which way it looks because it's there we go, it's gone in now. You hear it click in, and I think I'll put the glue on the inside on that one. So that's not going anywhere now. It's got some marks on the top facer. I need to find out if that's actually should be there or not. Also notice we've got these welds here, but there's no weld in the gap. It's just oh no, there is some weld in there, sorry. Maybe it needs a bit more. I expect some washes, and that would accentuate that. So that's that bit done. Now we need to look at this part here. So we've got these covers that go over the top of the smaller periscopes. Just check the fit on those before I start putting glue on. Yep, they go over the top, lovely. So I'll just put a tiny drop of glue in there, and a tiny drop in there. Not quite such a tiny drop, but never mind. And then the same on this one. Part 3 is now 32%. So that just shows you how slow the upload is. Maybe I should get a faster upload. Again, Patreon, you guys can pay for it. No, I don't think I'll ever go the Patreon route. It seems that everybody's doing it now, and it kind of, I don't know, it almost seems to me like, I don't know. I'm not going to say any more on it. But I think you all know what I mean. Nope, it works. If you put the glue on first, it works better. Didn't get any glue on the brush that time. There we go. try not to break that little tiny aerial off. I think I really should have left that off because it probably is going to get broken off at some point during the build. I just want to put another little quick dab on there because I want to make sure that doesn't fall off. So that's those 3 E18s on. Now we've got this, there's a larger one there which is E40. Where's that one going? That one's going over that one there. So let's get some glue on here. Put that down over the top. Oh. Here we go. So that's that down like that. And then we've got this hatch here. It always seems a bit too silent when you're doing a build and you sort of concentrating so you're not talking. And sometimes if you are talking, you're waffling. It always seems like, you know, you really should have some music or something in the background. But when I if you remember, I did put music on at one point. And people said it distracted them. Let me know what you think. I mean, I can't see that music as playing in the background very, very quietly could be a distraction. Or that anything I'm doing is that demanding that you could easily be distracted, and would it matter if you were? Yeah, let me know. And then finally we got this cover that goes on here, this hatch. Is that going to fit? Only just. No, it doesn't fit. Yes, it does. You push it in, it stays there on its own, look. So put some glue on from behind just to hold that in place. And then if you can see, I've left a nub on that handle as I did before, and then I can go over that once that's dry with a sanding stick. That's the whole thing with priming. You prime it and then that'll stick out like a sore thumb if I've left anything on there. So that's that bit done. So I'll now get the plastic parts off to do here, and I think then I'll call that a day for this video. Okay, here we go then. So this is the final part of this video. So I'm going to build this little light assembly. So we've got these little tiny parts here. We've got these here which will make up this little light. So first thing I think I'll do is put the lens onto the light and then orientate it correctly so the slit is sideways. Now I should be able to put a drop of extra thin in there, push it together. Obviously I need to top my bottle up or pull the brush out on the extra thin. So that's really weird. I'm putting extra thin on there and nothing's happening. It's strange, like it's made of nylon or something. So there we go, that's that. If I put it on the base, it'll probably make life a lot easier. So it goes that way round. There's a flat on the, I'm not sure if that's supposed to go right in there or not. There's a flat on the pin on the light that goes into the mount, but there's nothing. There's no flat on the actual mount itself, so there's nothing for the flat to engage on. Yeah, that needs turning slightly. go, and then this is going to glue onto the very front of the hull. There, apparently. Yeah, okay. So just put some glue in that groove, and then this is going to go down in that groove. Okay, so that's not going anywhere. So make sure the light is pointing forward and upright. There we go. So that's that light on there like that. And then we've got another periscope here going in, which is this one. It's got like a big TV screen on it type of thing. I'm not sure how far down in that's supposed to go, but it just sort of sits there. It doesn't seem to want to go in the hole. Okay, it goes that way. It's gone down in now. So that's that one, and then we've got this guard that goes over the top of it. There we go. It went in near it clicked then, I expect. There we go, it's gone in now. I must say the fit on this kit is it's okay. But it's not, it ain't no Tamiya, put it that way. Yes, you know, this cover that goes over the top, C24, doesn't reach. It doesn't reach because the light periscope appears too high. Try and show you what I mean. That's supposed to sit in those slots either side, but it's kind of pivoting. So what I think I'll have to do is sand this down to thin it out. There's a big ejector pin mark in there. That's probably what the problem is. So let's just sand this out to thin it. Where did that go? Did that go off to a land called Carpet Monster Land? No, it didn't. So let's just take some of the meat out of that. Better off scraping it actually. And just clean up the sanded edge and then see how it looks now. Better, but it's too fat to go in the slots, so I need to thin it down. Wow, so much work on such a small part. That's because I just said the fit's not too bad, didn't I? So now I've got a part that won't fit, the very next part I picked up. Here we go. Yeah, it's still sitting on top of that. You can see here it's sitting on top of the periscope. It's not going down over it at all. what I'll do then, I could just make another one, but do you know what? I don't really have a lot of love for this model, to be quite honest with you. So I think what I'll do is just take some off the top of the periscope, just enough to get it to actually contact. That's it. It goes on now. Right, so just put some glue on the bottom leg there to hold it in place. And some on this side. And I think what I'll also do is put a bit across the top of the periscope just to make sure. There we go, you can see we've got that on there now. It's probably way too thick. I may rip that off and replace it with a piece of brass or something, we'll see. Right, so in fact what I'll do, I'll put some more glue on, and then what I'll do is once it's gone dry tomorrow, I'll sand it from the outside to thin it down. Make it look a bit more in scale, but that periscope doesn't seem to be going in enough. Right, on with the build. We've got two tiny little parts here, so if I just put some glue in these holes here, they're tiny little latches, I think. One goes there. My voice went squeaky then. And one goes, now which side is which? Yeah, one goes there. No, that's upside down, isn't it? Yes. And there we go. So that's them on. And then these two parts here, so we've got two hatches and they actually fit. Hallelujah. So just hold them on, get some glue on them from behind. They'll stay in place like that. And then we've got these two little handles. Oops. I would normally replace these with brass, but like I say, I'm not loving this model very much. When I was in the shop, I thought I'm going to buy something to do for Christmas Day, just to get a video up for you guys. And why did I choose this? Why didn't I choose something that, you know, like an ICM or something, or not a Tamiya, because I keep dropping things today. But something a bit more less of an experiment, if you like. But then I suppose you guys now know, I doubt many have built them using hobby kits, so now you know not to. Where did that, I'll leave that off, I'll find that after. You don't want to watch me trying to find parts, do you? So we've got these two hatches here, these two grills. One is completely round, that's the H30, which goes on the left hand side. Ah, right, okay. There's two pins on there. So you go, locks in place like that. Now I'm very tempted to spray those fans before I put those on. Ah, sod it. Sod it if you're in America. Sod it is a term we Brits use to say, oh, what the hell. And then this one has the flat facing inwards. Yeah, it doesn't fit. There's a surprise. Let's just hold that down. It's very fun all over this kit. There's these issues where it kind of fits. See, that stayed down now. It's not like it's warped or it's pressed. It's just like the pins are just a couple of thou out and don't quite want to stay there. There's just enough resistance there to push the part back out. But as soon as you get anything, just the tightest bit of adhesion in there, it stays. And then finally we've got this air vent here. I noticed on here as well, which was nice. Pay compliments where they're due. It's got a lovely cast texture on this part, and what they did, they put the sprue connections on the back face, so when you sanded it off you don't damage the casting around the outside edge at all. So that's a nice one. Thank you, Amusing Hobby. And there we go, that's that glued in as well. The other thing I need to do, I need to put up a video about the Lancaster, because I've been through the instructions and through the sprue call out, and it would appear there's quite a few parts that aren't in that are on the sprues that aren't called for in the instructions. So I have to see what those parts are and see where they go, and ask them for some professional help, or go to my references and see where they go. I'll put a little video together about that for you. Anyway, I'm going to call that a wrap for today, actually, because I can't be bothered to do any photo etch now. So, yeah, it looks like we're nearly there. So I'll finish this off for you tomorrow, guys. Or I might finish it later. But the videos will be up tomorrow, because what is it now? Let's have a look. It is... The computer wants to wake up. It is 8:05, and part 3 is uploading, and it's on 64%. Just to give you an idea how long these things take to upload. 64%. And when did I put that on? 7 o'clock. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, hopefully you'll get this one up tonight. If not, it'll be up tomorrow. I'm gonna go and have a beer and watch a film, I think, and have something to eat. So probably won't be back up here on here again this evening actually working, but I may get another video up tonight. In fact, at the end of the day, if worst comes to worst, I'll just put it on while I'm in bed tonight. So thanks for watching today, guys. Happy Christmas to you all. I look forward to receiving all your comments and suggestions and stuff, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.